Hello friends, this is Kara Renee with Be Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another project for a couple of journals that I'm working on. So I am going back and forth between my French Rabbit journal, which is going to be for my other granddaughter for her birthday, as she turns 12 in about a month, and the French Rabbit journal and the fairy journal that I'm also making. So I like to toss it up a bit and hop back and forth between, projects that don't have anything to do with the journal that I'm making, and then back to journals that I'm actually making, just to kind of keep things interesting. So these are some fairies that I got off of Etsy. Now, the maker that I bought these from no longer has them in their Etsy shop. So I wonder if they weren't supposed to sell these. So I don't know, but I purchased them, and I'm not selling this stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and use them. I haven't reached out to the seller. I thought about doing that, but and I cannot find Flower Fairies digitals on Etsy, so I think there might have been a mistake there, but we're going to use them. So I've got this green toned one and then this pinkish, really pale pink. So what I did is in a recent video, we did a video where we embossed on 12 different surfaces, one of them being corrugated cardboard. So that is this one. Actually, it's supposed to go like this. So this isn't one that I made in that video. I wanted to hold on to those ones for something else, but I used this 3D embossing folder. It's from Sizzix, and so that's the one I used for this piece of cardboard. And then for the other one, I used my roses. So unfortunately, I cannot find this embossing folder. It's a 3D one, but I can't find it, so I don't know what's up with that, but that's the one I used on this cardboard. What I really wanted to show you guys and explain, because often we make things in a video, we have this grand idea, but then applying it practically in our journals can be a challenge. But I want you to see how thin the profile of this is. It's like a piece of paper, because when you put it through, and I didn't wet it or anything, I just stripped off some of the layers, and then I put it through the 3D embossing folder into my machine, and it got it really, really flat. So really epic. Same with this one. This one's got a little bit thicker profile, because I didn't take off as much of the top layer. You can see where I've taken it off here and up here. But I just wanted to kind of show you the difference there. So we're going to be working with some gesso, and the reason why I want to put some clear gesso on these is because I don't want all of our inks to just sop into the cardboard, because it will do that. But I wanted to still retain the brown of the cardboard. So I've got a variety of Distress Oxide inks out here. I've got my crackle paint, which I hope to use. I've got my stuff for a glaze. I am going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to use my raw umber fluid acrylic and sap green hue together, because I really want that kind of foresty feel, and I think the sap green hue can be pretty vibrant, so I thought I'd mix it with a little bit of brown to tone it down, but you can kind of see the color there. It's pretty vibrant. So we've got those. I also grabbed a couple of craft acrylics just in case I want to add anything with those. And that is what we have. So we're going to be using some Distress Ink Oxides, which should be great fun. But we'll talk about those colors as we get a little bit closer. So I'm going to start by first getting a piece of parchment out here. I am not prepared. Here we go. And just so I don't get everything all over my desk here, so I'm just going to lay this out, and we're going to go ahead and apply some clear gesso to these, and then we will dry them, and then we'll come back for the next step. I am going to move my camera just a little bit closer. So again, I'm just going to kind of take my brush and just kind of dry brush it so I can get excess off, because I don't want it really filling up all of that beautiful texture. So I will be right back when these are dry. Okay, I think these are dried enough. So you can see we do have a little bit of it down in that texture, but that's okay. And then this is what this one looks like. This is going to be a pocket that's going to sit on the page like this, and then this one will be a taller kind of corner tuck. So I was thinking as I was letting this dry that I'd like to use some crackle paint, but I'd also like to use some of this clear glass gel, which has little glass beads in it. I thought that would add some really interesting texture. But we're going to start with the crackle paint. And then I will probably come in with the bead gel while this is still wet, because that has an interesting effect. So let's just get some of this on as well. I don't want to go too heavy-handed. I'm going to try and just go here and there, because I don't want to lose all those flowers. That texture is so gorgeous. Maybe over here on the corrugated part. I love crackle paint. You guys didn't know that though, did you? If you've been watching me, you know that. That's going to also help stabilize some of that, those weaker places where the cardboard is a little bit softer, thinner. So I think that's perfect on that one. Let's go ahead and do this one as well. I'm using the small palette knife, hoping to keep myself under control here. I can get pretty crazy with this stuff. I missed doing mixed media this week. I did my Sunday's Art of Truth, which it's actually Sunday, so that video just published, which was super fun, but it was not my traditional mixed media work, so it was different for me, and so I needed to get some mixed media out of my system. So whoops, I'm getting this all over myself. Okay. Like so. So while that is still wet, we're going to go in with our glass bead gel. I haven't used this in ages, so I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember what its consistency is, so I'm going to keep the small palette knife. I'm going to cap up that that crackle paint. I should probably put my other brush in water, but I don't have any water in here right now, so it'll hold. So this is the glass bead gel by Golden, and it's the best for best reflection and clarity. Spread very thinly and evenly. Apply. So I've used this, and then I just it's supposed to be very, very transparent, and it's glossy. But I'm going to I've colorized it before, so I'm not too concerned about that. We're going to do a glaze anyway, so. This is the consistency of it. It's really yummy. Really yummy. It's great for snow, in case you guys are ever wondering, like, what kind of product can you use for snow. So I'm just going to put this here and there, kind of at the bottom mostly, I think. I don't want to overdo it again, guys, because I tend to do that. So let's just get a little bit here and there. Just creates a little bit of an additional texture, which is really, really fun. It's more fun than anything else. And let's get a little bit on this one as well. The mediums they complement each other well. So when you do this and this dries, you're going to have this really cool varied effect, because you're going to have the crackle, and then you're going to have the this bead gel, this kind of a thick application of texture. So it's kind of fun. I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just going to stop here in just a second as she keeps going. Okay. So we are going to have to let this dry. So I will be back when we are ready to move on to the next step. Okay, these are dry enough to move along. As you can see, this would be really gorgeous. I don't know if you could mix it with a color or not. I may have to try that sometime, but I'm really going for the texture that it creates more than anything, or any of that shiny bit that would shine through the project would be awesome. So we've got our little bit of crackle. Sorry about the focus, guys. The crackle here and there, and this is the other one. And so I'm going to grab an acrylic block real quick, because we're going to need it when we're ready to start putting some ink on. But I'm thinking that I want to put the glaze on first, and while I was thinking about this, I'm not going to use the sap green hue. I'm just going to use the raw umber, and the reason for that is because I'm using water reactive inks. So I don't want it to move that raw umber glaze. So we're going to start with that instead. So I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way here. And I've got a brush here. Well, I could probably actually use this brush that's really needs to be in water from after using the gesso. Shame on me. I'm going to move my fairies because I do not want them to get wet right now. Okay. So a glaze, if you've not seen me do this before, is it's 1 part acrylic paint to 2 parts of glazing medium or fluid matte medium. I'm going to use this because I'm just about to the end of the bottle and I just want to finish it off. And then I'm going to start using the matte medium instead. So this is a fluid acrylic, so it's runnier than a typical acrylic paint. However, you can use craft acrylics. So I apologize that that is kind of off to that side where it's not really easy for you guys to see. But I don't need very much. That's about a nickel size amount. And then I'm just going to do twice that for the glazing medium here, like that. That was probably a little much, but it's okay. And then I'm just going to mix it up with my brush. And if you haven't seen me do this before, this technique allows you to put on a kind of a grungy layer here, and it'll seep into all those cracks and stuff that we've created using the mediums that we used. So the crackle paint as well as the that glass bead gel. Before I started doing junk journals, I did a lot of mixed media. That was my main art expression. So I have a lot of supplies. So please don't be intimidated by that. Basically what you want here is you want something that's going to create some different varied textures is what I'm going for here when I do this kind of technique. And then again, you can use matte medium and an acrylic paint if you want to do a glaze. And the difference between a glaze and a wash is where you take an acrylic paint and you mix it with a little bit of water to thin it out or make it very thin. And then you can kind of wipe that up, but it doesn't, because it doesn't have the glaze in it, which is an extender, it's an acrylic extender, it doesn't give you the same ability to remove it from places that you don't want it, which this thing that we're doing does. So I'm just making sure that's all nicely coated, and when I know that I'm done with that, I will wipe it up so I don't put my arm in it. And I've just got a couple of baby wipes here, and I'm just going to start by just gently wiping that off. And then I'll hold this up so you guys can see what effect we're getting here. We're actually retaining a lot of light from that base. So look at that. It's just delicious. Oh, there's just no other word. So we're just going to do the same over here. You can pounce or you can wipe. I'm a little cautious because I'm not very patient, so I want to make sure that I don't pull off any of that, especially the glass bead gel, because it doesn't have any indicators on the container of how long it takes to dry or anything like that. So I'm going to move that messy brush. I really need a water. Hold on, I have it in my cabinet behind me. Let me just grab one really quick, because otherwise my brushes get messy. So I just keep these. I haven't bought this ice cream in a while, or this gelato, but I keep those bottles because they have a lid and I can keep water in them in the cabinet behind me, and they're just right there and ready for to have, oh my goodness gracious, they're ready to just have my brushes go in. So it's Sunday. It's been a week. It's been actually a week of a lot of crafting. So I'm trying to get ahead in my scheduling because we have our three of our grandkids overnight next Friday night. So that will it will take all my Friday night and my Saturday, so I want to be ahead of the game here. So we're going to dry this really quick, and then we're going to come in with some inks. I was debating on grabbing the sprays in the colors that I have, but I'm not sure if I want to go through that trouble, so I will think about that as I'm drying. Okay, I think that's probably dry enough. As I was drying, I was thinking about, I probably want to come in with a little bit of the gold paint if I want to use gold, because again, when you're mixing acrylic mediums with water soluble or water reactive mediums, you have to think about those layers, and I don't want my gold affected by the ink, so I am going to go ahead and do that step really quick. So give me just a quick moment, and I'm just going to show you how I do that. So I love this color so much that I got the big bottle. And as you can tell, I don't take very good care of closing it up and all that, but that's okay. So just a little, and you can't see that, I apologize guys, it's off here. I'm kind of sitting to the side here. So I'm just going to go in and just get a little bit of gold, and then I can actually show you what it looks like on all this texture, including the bead, the glass bead gel. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. It never ceases to amaze me, this effect. So I will show you here in a second. You almost don't even need any inks or any other color. This is just gorgeous. Very, very beautiful. That was a lot more than I planned on putting on, but you gotta just go with whatever you think you want to do and just be okay with that. So that's what that looks like. So once that's dry, look at that. Look at it up on top of that. Over here, that's the glass bead gel. Look at it. It is so magical. Oh my gosh, I never get tired of it. Never get tired of mixed media. So I'm going to do the same on this one. And you're probably wondering, like, can we really see much of that embossed texture that we put on the cardboard? And as with a lot of the mixed media that I do, oftentimes you do lose a lot of what you put down in the layers, but I'm okay with that because I know it's there, and you can control your project so that you don't cover up so much of it. I try not to overthink it, so I try not to protect certain areas, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to dry this really quick, and then we'll be ready for inks. This is going to be a pretty fast project actually, so I will be right back. Okay, I think this is probably good. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's just magical all by itself. So I may not use as many colors as I pulled out because this is so very pretty. So let me show you our two fairies. Well, actually, while I'm showing you, I'm going to go ahead and ink them up because I don't want them to be white around them. This is Vintage Photo Archival ink, so it will not react to any wet mediums, which is why I use it. Perfect. Get that out of the way. So let's see what we have. So what I pulled over, let me think about which one I want to be on which thing. I think this one and then this one. So let's go with the pinks and purples on this one. So I've got the milled lavender, I think Victorian velvet would actually be better on this. And then I've got frayed burlap I thought would be really pretty. So let me, I don't have, for some reason I'm feeling cramped right here. I'm not sure why. So I've got a block. I thought I had a block. So I've just got a little acrylic block because I don't want to make sure I don't do anything bad to my pads here. So we're going to do the Victorian velvet. I'm just going to get a bunch of that on my block here. There we go. And grab some water. Goodness, I'm going the wrong way. My computer monitor is backwards, so it doesn't show me what it's really doing. So let's just see. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. So I'm just going to go straight down on here and just get a little bit of that color. Oh, it's actually quite pretty. It's just a hint of it. Oh, I like that. So you can't go back in on that. You'll ruin your pads if you, I could have gotten a piece of paper, scrap piece of paper, but you'll ruin your pads if you get a bunch of water on them. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more. I want a little bit more of that color. I probably will do some of the purple too because this is really beautiful. This technique on here is going to be epic. So it's just very, very, very subtle. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll hold it up here for you. Look at that. So we're going to go back and forth between these two because then I can dry a layer on each one. So this one we'll go ahead and I'm going to get a couple more blocks. I have a few more over here so I don't have to share between my colors. So there we go. We've got a couple more. And so let's go in with some of the yellow, a scattered straw on this other one here. Okay. A little bit of spritz. Don't have to do it a lot of spritz, but this is probably not going to be as visible because we've got all that gold and this is a yellow. So I'm just going to use my finger here. Get a little bit more on. Okay, so let's dry the layer, this layer on both of them, and I will be right back. Okay, that should be good. So again, that's the close-up of the one with a little bit of pink on it. Oh, look at that up there. That's gorgeous. Focus. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. And this one, again, you can't really tell so much what's yellow and what's gold, but that's all right. It's all just experiment. So let me just cap up this Victorian velvet, and I want to go in, I think, with a little bit of purple on this one, but I'm using the Seedless Preserves because I like the color a little bit better. So we're going to get a block here and do the same. Oh, that's really bright. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's very, very bright. It'll be okay, Cara Renee. It'll be okay. It's going to be a great compliment. Oh, it is a great compliment. I can already see that. I feel almost like my fingers would be better. Yeah. I didn't even think you could just kind of use your finger and rub on this stuff as well. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay. Going through baby wipes like there's no tomorrow. Okay, there we go. So on this one, I think I want to use the Twisted Citron because that's a vibrant. Actually, I'm going to use the green and the Twisted Citron. Let's try this one first. Just capping that up. I have a cut on my finger, so that's not feeling all that great. Oh well. I'm going to put a little bit of water on here. And this one I think I'm just going to... Oh, that's very beautiful. I'll show you guys in a second. I need more. Oh, I wish that I had all the sprays because it would be so much easier than trying to figure this out. I don't think I have this color in the spray though. I don't have them all. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with my finger here and see if I can get more of that color on there. Very pretty. That's just the peeled paint. That's a beautiful color. I almost feel like I want a little bit of it. I'm going to go right in because there's not much water. I didn't spray that one with water. Now I am though, actually. Hold on. I'm going to put a little bit of this green on the other one as well. Just keep changing my mind here. Not going to probably, we can also splatter, which might be a better way to get a little bit of that color on without going crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and cap up that green. I'm trying to keep these together so that I can list them for you in the supply list. So, so now we want to do the Twisted Citron. For some reason I'm having a hard time saying that. And I'm going to get another block here. Oh, this is such a beautiful color. A little bit of water. And here we go. Why is it not really, it's not really having much of an impact at all. It's going to go in with my finger. This looks very woodsy to me. I love it. I'll show it to you here in a second. So pretty. Oh my gosh. Wipe that off. Look at this one, guys. It does not need a thing more. It's absolutely stunning. And then this one, how do we feel about this one? I think I like this one as well. This feels a little bit bright to me, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. I need to wipe my finger off though. It's burning. It's not gonna come off. Look at, you can see my cut right there. Okay. Enough whining, Cara Renee. So I feel good about that. I do feel like I want to do some splattering because I want a little bit more vibrancy. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, I have one of those, you know, the Tim Holtz glass mat comes with these little things. They work really great for the ink. So I'm going to just make some room here for it and just get that on here, and I can spritz it with some water and do some splatters. So I'm going to get some of the Twisted Citron and some water. Hopefully that's going to work. And I thought I had a pointy brush here, but maybe I didn't grab it. So let's see. I'll just splatter this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll show you guys in a second. Beautiful. I almost want to do a little bit of, I pulled out frayed burlap, and I feel like that would be another great color to add as a splatter. So I'm going to do that. I think I'm done with the Twisted Citron. But this is what she looks like. Look at that. It's just magical. Can't even believe it. Magic. It's just astounding. Let's just go in with a little bit of the frayed burlap. It has a very interesting undertone of color, which always surprises me. So we got our brush. We're going to go ahead and just mix that up a little bit and splatter. I don't know what kind of effect it'll have on this, but generally speaking, it's a really cool surprise. If I was just creating on my own, guys, I would be sopping that stuff up with tags or something. So I feel like I just cannot keep you guys in camera here. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Let me try this. See if I can get more in view here. Is that better? I hope. Okay. So that's what that looks like with the frayed burlap sprinkled on top. I think it's going to be a great addition. So this one, I think I want to splatter something else. But what? Actually, on this one, I think I want to splatter some raw umber because I want this to have some brown tones in it. So I'm just going to put a little bit down there on my mat, a little bit of water, and my brush. Yeah, actually I think this would be pretty on both of them. I think I'm going to do that. It's just so magical. I love it. You know what would also be pretty is a little bit of that sap green hue as well, because it's going to make it more earthy. Oh my goodness, I am getting paint in my clear gesso. Oh my gosh. I'm a mess today. You guys should see over there. I have shelves and it's splattered all over. All over. Goodness, I clean up after every project, so I can wipe that up before it even really dries. So I think I'm going to do that with the sap green hue too, because it's got a really great color and it's an acrylic paint. So it's going to stay, it's not going to move, and it's going to be lovely. So let's do that as well. Why not? And it's not going to be affected if it's Why don't I have a paper towel here? That is bizarro. Let me grab one. I never sit down with mixed media and not have a paper towel right by me. That is just silly. Okay, here we go. So just mixing that up, and I'm going to splatter. Now when it dries, we're probably going to be able to see more that it's green than I'm seeing right now because it's wet. Okay, so guys, we are going to pause and dry these beautiful pieces, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think these are nice and dry. And so going back to the fact that we've got all these layers on top, where did our embossing go? So I can see the embossing over here. I can see it over here. So I hope that you guys can see that as well. Focus. There we go. I think it is absolutely amazing. That glass bead gel is a win-win because it looks like outdoors, doesn't it? It looks like something really like woodsy. And then the same with this one. So I see that. There's a heart, and there's a heart, and there's a heart. I mean, not a heart, goodness gracious, a rose. But look at the purple in here. That purple is amazing. Oh my goodness. I need to take some photos of these really quick, guys, because this is epic. Let me just find my phone here really quick, and let me do that. Okay. So, I also got this stuff at the Dollar Tree. It's called mesh ribbon, and so I thought we would give it a try as well. So let me see if I can get it undone. So I've got it in green and then this natural color. So I thought the green one would be pretty here before we put just put a little bit of it. It's very, very thin. Look at that. That's really cool. Could actually just put it beside or underneath our little fairy. So this is the one that's going to go here. Do we want it to go that way? Or kind of like that. We could go like that and trim off the edges. Or we could have the edges just show like that. Look at that. But how to glue it on would be the next question, because what do you attach it to? You know, it's mesh, it's strange. So I think I'm just going to put some fabric tack down, and then we'll just see what sticks. We'll see what sticks. I can always come back and fortify it later. It may seem like I'm putting a lot on, but this is the end of the bottle, so I don't even know if anything's coming out. Let me see. A little bit. Need more. And if I put this on and then just kind of move it around with my finger, I'll be able to spread it out, and then it won't show through so much. So let me do that. Oh, on the finger. Cara Renee. Oh, I had a Band-Aid on it too earlier, and oh, that hurts. That's probably not smart at all. Okay, so it's enough whining about the finger, Cara Renee. I think I'm going to just put it right there like that. I kind of want it in the middle-ish, and then we'll just kind of give that a pat. So I got this for the journal specifically. I went to the Dollar Tree looking for fairy stuff. So that's amazing. So I'm going to just trim it up a little bit here. You could leave it hanging over if you wanted to, but I'm not a big fan of that. I don't mind if it sticks out a little bit, but I don't want it to be too crazy. That is amazing. Wow. Okay, so our fairy is ready to go into her home. That is so beautiful. So I'm going to use my fabric tack on the back. Do you ever like do art where you're just like, every time you do it, even if you've done it before, it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like it's the first time. It's just so magical, which is what I love about art. It's just so magical. So I'm gonna put her, kind of her or him, I can't really tell. It might be a boy angel. They do exist. I have it from a reputable source. So, and then we've got some words. So these are from the My Porch Prints kit. So I think we're going to do enchanting for this one. So I'm going to ink this up really quick and get it on, and then we'll do the second one, and then we'll be done. This was so fun, you guys. Oh, so fun. I've got so many ideas in my head, you guys. I don't even have room for them right now. It's just so amazing when that happens, you know, where you go from a dry spell to, oh my gosh, I can't even contain all the ideas I have, which usually happens for me when I start a new journal, which I am doing. So there is our first one. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I am in love. Okay. Quit oohing and on, Cara Renee. Okay, and this one. So this one, I thought we could put the other color, which is right here. I didn't realize it was so meshy. I thought it was just like a, I don't know, I thought it would look like that. But it's definitely wider woven than what I was thinking. Don't throw away that twine. It's beautiful. So let's cut off a bit of this. This would be pretty in clusters too. Ooh, especially for the fairy journal. So this one we're going to go up. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. So amazing. Okay, so we're going to do the same. This time I'm going to use a different finger. I'm just going to get a bunch on here and just smooth it out with my finger. That seemed to work pretty well on that other one. I think I need to retire this bottle. I'm having a really hard time with getting that little last bit of glue out. So I'm going to use this little finger here and just kind of spread that out. It dries clear too, so it's not a problem. And let's go ahead and put this in place. We can trim it up as well. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And I love how you can see all that beautiful texture underneath. It's really sticky. So look at that. Amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and just trim this up a bit. Not too concerned about, you know, all the little edges, but you know, like having an even, that's not what I'm after here. That is amazing. So let's go ahead and put our other fairy on here. She is just perfect right there. I almost feel like I want her to stand on her word. Haha, stand on her word. Magical. Let's do magical. If you guys haven't heard, I am a fairy lover. I actually have little fairy houses out on my garage. They're deteriorated because of the weather, but I think I'm gonna give them a new life this summer. This is too bright. I just ink that up a little bit more. I think I'm gonna try to redo them and take them apart and redo them because they're just a mess. I mean, not even really, you know, pleasant to look at anymore because they're so weather affected. So I almost want to do that and have her just kind of standing on that word. Let's do that. Standing on the word magical. Okay, let's get that way down in the corner. And then let's see if we can arrange her. Yeah, we can just put her right there, just right there. And she'll still be on the word and not off of the pocket. So this is it, you guys. I hope that you loved it as much as I did. I know you could probably tell I was super excited. Mixed media always makes me happy. Always makes me happy. Even if it doesn't turn out, it does something inside of me that nothing else really can do. So we're gonna put her foot, oh my goodness, right there, right there. And I'm gonna grab another paper towel to smush that down and get it all in place. So guys, I will see you in the next video. Let me just show you what she looks like. Oh, this is so beautiful. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Take care. Bye-bye.